What is happening, people? It is Brian, Alsruhe with NeverState.com, and today I want to give you guys a medical update, talk about my supplements, talk about my treatment that's going to be happening, but since none of these supplements or treatments are covered by insurance, we have a sponsor. So as you guys know, this is something that I hardly ever do because it makes me feel like a sellout. However, since this is a product that I actually use all of the time, I don't really feel that way. So I just want to take a couple minutes here to tell you guys about this. This is the Cove Commuter speaker, and yes, I am getting paid to talk to you guys about this, but yes, this is in fact something that I use virtually every single day, and the reason why is because this lives in my bathroom. My wife has one, I have one, and when we're getting ready for work or going to the gym or taking showers or whatever, these things play 100% of the time while I am in there. Now, I'm fairly certain that I am not the only one who listens to podcasts or music in the shower, and we all know how good your phone speakers sound inside of an echoey bathroom, so this is just a step up. Also, it lives about 8 hours on a single charge, its battery life, so that is pretty nice. It also fits into all type of cup holders and stuff, so I can take it in my Jeep if I need to. Do use it at the gym every once in a while if we're doing something outside, kind of away from the main sound system, or even if we don't want to kick up the main sound system for something like yoga or stretching or rolling out. Sometimes this will be right next to that little area. So guys, this is something that I absolutely use, so I just wanted to pass it on to you guys. Like I said, I am getting paid for it, so I'm not trying to sell you guys or anything. If you guys want to pick it up, go for it. If you're in this market, terrific. If not, don't worry about it all, but you guys can save yourselves 65% if you use the code Brian65. I will leave all the information down in the description below. Now on to the healing. So for those of you who do not know, for the past 2 years, I've thrown up 30 to 50 times a day because I have a lot of things going wrong with me. The most of which is that I have cystomyces, which is a parasite. It's worms basically inside of me that actually kills 280,000 people in Africa alone every single year. I've had this plus giardia plus traumatic brain injury. Still waiting on the test back for heavy metal poisoning, lead poisoning, and Lyme's disease. Still waiting on those. But there have been a lot of things going wrong with me in the past like 2 years. So basically, we just found out recently about these worms and stuff, and I got treatment. And now I'm going to talk to you guys about what I'm doing to recover. First things first, thanks to things like this, I am worm-free. Now, worm-free is excellent news. I still do need to go back and get one more butt test to make sure that those worms did not lay eggs and had new worms, so hopefully that won't lead to more butt stuff. I like those odds. Time will tell. Now, as far as the medical update and how my well-being actually is, I do feel like I'm getting slightly better. I would say that I throw up on average probably about 5 times less a day, which, to be completely honest, is 1,000% better. You guys can already hear the difference in my throat, in my voice when I'm speaking. It's not quite as torn up, just less acid and bile and everything else that is awesome about throwing up 50 times a day. So physically, I'd say that the vomiting has become a little bit more manageable, which mentally has helped me so much. So as far as getting better, I would say I'm like this much better. Now, to address something that a lot of you have mentioned, and that is my weight loss. Like, why am I losing so much weight? Believe it or not, I'm not losing as much weight as you might think. I'm just trying to lean out a lot, and I'm trying to take as much inflammation out of my body as possible. So for those of you who do not know, I am not a big, massive guy. I showed a picture, which I probably will not right here, because that picture's at the gym. But I don't naturally have the biggest frame, guys. My body does not like to hold on to the amount of mass that I walk around with. That is just simply something that I do so that I can be as strong as I possibly can. The second that I stop squatting 700 pounds, my body starts shrinking substantially. So all of this is absolutely intentional, guys. It is so easy for someone who has been bigger to put that mask back on. That is not a problem for me whatsoever, guys. When I choose to put this mask back on, I absolutely will. The problem is that is some stress that my body doesn't need to be dealing with right now while it's trying to heal. All of these worms and everything that's been going on for literally the past decade is done a lot of damage inside of not only my digestive system, but to my nervous system. There's a lot of things going on, and I want my body to have as much energy as possible to put towards healing those things as quickly as possible as like an investment, so that if I can get better in a couple months, then I can start from zero and just take off. Or I could be stupid about it and try to hold on to a bunch of mass and do a bunch of things like I would normally do, like trying to continue to lift heavy as I possibly can. And it might string out this recovery much longer. So the plan is like triage. I'm gonna attack the most important things first. And right now, my body doesn't need to be worried about being 260 pounds. It needs to be worried about healing my stomach and healing my brain and healing all the bad things that have gone on. Now, before I get into all the supplements and medications that you guys just saw that I have to be taking, I just wanna talk to you guys a little about the treatment. And one of the main things that we're gonna be working towards is doing a hyperbaric chamber every single day for about 2 months. Now, for those of you who do not know what a hyperbaric chamber is, basically it's like doing dives, right? Like it takes you down to a certain depth where your oxygen levels are ideal for healing and everything else. So a lot of people with like third-degree wounds or burn victims and things like that that need a speedy recovery, they go into hyperbaric chambers. And that is exactly why I'm doing it, is because the nervous system damage that the nerves have done, as well as all the damage inside of my digestive system, all the inflammation, it has done a lot of really big problems, along with my traumatic brain injury. A lot of people don't know that my past involves a lot of combat sports, a lot of counterterrorism, a lot of poor life choices, motorcycle accidents. I've totaled 4 motorcycles. There's a lot of trauma that's happened to this noggin. And now that I'm starting to reach the end of 30, some of those things are starting to show up. So the sooner that I can get into a hyperbaric chamber and start stopping or arresting that progress of the trauma, and maybe even reversing some of it, the better. So the plan right now is to start Monday and literally just bust out the next 2 months. Every single day I'll be spending time in that hyperbaric chamber. Now, the bad part about this is it is a substantial distance away from my house, so I'm gonna be taking up a lot of time in travel. I think I need to be in the tank for an hour and a half each session, and then also in the tank, you can't do anything. Like I think he said, I'm pretty much going to be naked because there can't be any static electricity, because if there's static, there's spark, and with those oxygen conditions, that means fire, and if there's fire, then we all die. So I can't even bring in like a book to read or something to write, or I can't work on programming, I can't make videos, I can't do any of that. So it's gonna be a boring kind of house arrest time. Much like the 8 weeks I had to spend with tubes in my chest. Also part of the treatment, I'll be getting 2,000 milliliter IVs given every single week, along with needles every single day in my stomach for trying to help reset my circadian rhythm and some of my sleep problems, as well as a lot of other things. So my life's gonna change a decent amount for the next 2 months. However, I am looking at it as an investment. I spend that time right now to just treat myself like I'm getting ready for the Olympics the next 2 months, and then after that, hopefully I will be up to 0 where I can start building. On to the supplements. All right, so real quick point about supplements before we get into what I am currently taking. So when I first started throwing up, I cut all supplements out of my diet because a lot of them are not regulated by the FDA, and to be completely honest with you, a lot of them have chemicals that are doing horrible, horrible things to us, however we choose to do it anyway. So to be sure, I cut them all out just to see if that would stop the puking. It didn't. But what it also didn't do was change anything else. I didn't lose any performance. I didn't lose any weight. I stopped taking all of my performance supplements, and my performance, as well as my body comp, everything, nothing changed. Nothing. Even while throwing up multiple times a day. Now, I'm not saying all supplement companies are bad. I do believe that there are some good supplement companies out there. However, I don't know who they are. Give me a call. If I were gonna take regular bodybuilding supplements, the only 2 things that I think are actually worth it would be protein powder that actually has protein in it, which seems to be a rarity these days, as well as the cheapest creatine monohydrate that you can find. With both of those things, most of the time you're paying for packaging and advertising than you are the actual product. So if you can find a good quality, cheap thing, then I would stick with that. Other than that, I would recommend real food and more of it. Anyway, so many of the supplements that I need to take every day end up being things about like gut health and lowering inflammation and healing my brain and healing just all the damage that's been done. They're not the typical supplements that you think, but you guys asked, so I thought I would go through this morning and just show you guys what a typical day of taking pills looks like for me. Also a quick note, all these things are prescribed by one of the leading doctors in the world on this subject, so as much as I appreciate you guys' input and feedback about what she did or did not prescribe me, I don't know as much as she does, or probably as much as you do. So as much as I appreciate it, I'm gonna go ahead and trust the person with all the letters behind her name than the people on the internet. Sorry, dude who works at GNC. So starting out every morning, I take a tablespoon of GI Revive for my tummy health. I also need to do 2 scoops of this Inflammacor. I'm guessing that probably takes some inflammation down, I would guess. Also, every single meal, I need to take digestive enzymes. I take 2 of those pills every single meal. Like I said, a lot of my prescriptions for a lot of testing and getting rid of the worms have already been done. So I'm not gonna talk about those. Also, every single morning, I need to take some of these probiotics. These are like serious probiotics. If you guys are taking probiotics, if you don't need to keep them in the refrigerator, then most likely they're not like really high quality probiotics, or at least that's what I've told. I don't know anything. But these ones are kept in the refrigerator. Also things like vitamin D3, vitamin C, fish oil, all in extremely high amounts. Vitamin B12 that I need to stick under my tongue because my tummy doesn't actually get a lot of what I put in it. And also because my tummy does not like to absorb things, I have to stick a bunch of these things under my tongue. Like this is glutathione on top of the IV that I'm supposed to get every week. This is D Supreme, so I'm guessing some vitamin D there. And this is B also. Every single night, I need to take some of this Caveats, which I think is something about for my neuro stuff. Also, neuro is this BPC. Not even sure what BPC stands for. Also, personally, on the days when I'm gonna record, I will typically take Alpha Brain. If you guys do not know about the company On It, I'm a pretty big fan of them, at least their Alpha Brain product. So Joe Rogan, if you're watching this, Aubrey Marcus, if you're watching this, I know you guys aren't, go ahead and sponsor me, that'd be awesome. And have me on your podcast. And we need more Alpha Brain, but thank you guys. And then finally every night, I need to take one of these little insulin needles and put some of this DSIP 1000 in my stomach every single night. So if you guys watch the channel for any amount of time, you will know that I am afraid of needles. And I have had to get so many needles throughout this entire process. They don't even really scare me too much anymore. So now I am going to be giving them to myself in my stomach. Great. Anyway, that would be the plan for the next 2 months. Hopefully at around July, the beginning of July, I will be a different man and be working towards other things. Hopefully I'll be putting some mass back on, my strength will be coming back, I'll be able to focus on those things again as opposed to just literally trying to keep my body alive. Anyway guys, that should catch you up for the most part. Like I said, I am getting slightly better. I will say that even mentally, just the mental change alone is doing amazing things for my physiology, but being able to throw up a little bit less and being able to manage it a little bit better has done great things. So I could not be happier with how it is going, but this could take months, this could take years, this could take 20 years before I'm back to 100%. They have absolutely no guarantees of how this goes. It's different for everybody and how much damage has actually been done by those little things eating my insides for so long. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is all that I have for you guys today. I thank you guys so much for just sitting through, and all of you who have been giving me your well wishes, your good prayers, everything, guys. I just thank you so much for absolutely all of that positivity and stuff. It has helped me so incredibly much. To all those of you who actually wanted to learn about this and you're so interested in my coming back and my recovery, I just thank you guys so much. It's just so cool to have a cool audience and a cool group and a cool community just that actually cares about each other. And I just I'm overwhelmed and I'm humbled, so I just thank you guys so much. I will catch up with you guys later in the week. Some massive news coming up. I don't want to release it just in case stuff doesn't actually pan out and happen, but I am beyond excited to tell you guys about two major things that are coming up, hopefully. But until I get confirmation, you guys are just gonna have to wait. Something cool that is coming up is the new t-shirts coming out, hopefully around the end of next week. Shooting for May 10th. Should be a really good time. They should be really cool, and I have an awesome video coming for you guys. I will catch up with you guys later in the week. Until I do go out, do something amazing. Realize, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. I'm gonna go take some pills.